Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast. I am Mike Sinopoli, certified nutrition coach, consultant, counselor, call me whatever you would like. On this episode, we are going over the pros and cons of having a workout partner, a gym buddy, a bro at the gym. Some people, they like to go there by themselves. They like to have their music on and do their own thing. Other people enjoy the camaraderie, the environment with another person, spotting, cheering each other on, and all that other fun stuff. So is there really going to be a right or wrong way? There never really is with this stuff. It always just depends on the person, their goals, their preferences, where they're at, what they're trying to do. And I'm just going to kind of go over what I put together a little bit of pros and cons of working out with somebody and what you can run into, what you can expect, when you should take on somebody, a gym partner, when it might be better off, when it might be worse. So we're going to kind of just go through all of that. This is actually my first podcast in almost a month doing it by myself. I've had people on with me. It's been great, and it's been nice to have people to talk to, learn from, bullshit with, and just kind of go back and forth. So I'm enjoying the whole process. And if anybody's listening and would ever want to come on here and talk about really anything, I try to keep it obviously health, fitness, nutrition, mindset stuff, all kinds of things like that. Anything that you think can be a positive source for somebody. Maybe you have a story you want to tell. Maybe you have something that you've been wanting to get out there and put it somewhere. I've moved my podcast now onto YouTube as well. So if you are on YouTube, and you can find me there under MFS Wellness, you can go ahead and click that, and all my episodes will be there. I do not have video just yet, so it's just going to be the standalone icon and logo of this podcast. But so it's going to be there. You'll get your own YouTube link. You'll be on Spotify, Apple, wherever else I release. So if you'd like to be on here, you're more than welcome to. Just contact me, and we'll figure out what to do. So anyways, getting back to the topic today, the pros and cons of a workout partner. So I'll start out positive today, and the pros. So when you're getting started out at the gym, that's when, maybe it is a good idea to start working with somebody. So somebody that's new. It might motivate you to show up to the gym if someone's going. That's cool. That's good to start out. So if you have, maybe somebody is working out at the gym, and you're kind of in that contemplation stage of wanting to get there and go, but you're a little apprehensive, a little intimidated, totally normal feelings. Never let those hold you back in any way, shape, or form. But to go with somebody initially, it alleviates a lot of that fear of going in. So I think that's a pro. Eventually, you're going to need to transition that motivation of going with that person to yourself for long-term success. But that'll come later, so I think it's a great start to go with somebody at first. Another good pro to this is having a spotter, someone that can, especially on like a bench press, so you don't get hurt, and you can, have somebody there to back you up. So maybe you're still new and you're not sure how much weight you can do and can't do. So for that, I think it's a great way to absolutely go ahead and have somebody there with you, especially if you're going for strength gains and lifting some very heavy weight that you can get stuck and hurt and can be a mess. So it's another huge pro to having somebody work out with you. They can also correct your form and your movements if they're educated enough, if they know form better than you, and they can see you and where you're maybe like your feet are off, your back is hunched when it shouldn't be. Your back's rounded out on your squats, you got butt wink going on and all that. They can kind of point that out for you if they know what's up. So that's another great idea, a great reason to go ahead and hire, not hire a trainer, but work out with somebody. Also to hire a trainer as well. That can also kind of be your workout buddy. That's the ultimate, though you got to pay for it. More comfortable initially. You're not as lost when you get in there. You have direction with somebody else, especially like I said before, another bullet point. Prior, that comfort of going in there, just feeling a little more at ease. If you go to a gym, you might feel lost when you get in there. What do I do? What's going on? A good gym partner that's already going could also help you out with some programming and what to do when. If you and another person are going together in for the new together, it's still, this one might not apply, but it still is probably good to do in that case. Sometimes we'll also push harder. Another bullet point here is when we know somebody's watching us or we're observing us, we might actually try a little harder to pump out a couple extra reps. It's just kind of how we're wired. Eventually we'll have to make sure that like before, like showing up, we're going to have that internal mindset. Something in that side of us is going to have to push that extra. So eventually you're going to want to not need that person there. And that their presence that makes you push out those extra reps should be something that comes internally for you. So I think that's a very good thing to have to start out with, and then transition over to that person just being you in your head that gets you to push those extra reps out and do a little bit more. It can also lead you to trying some new things that you may not try otherwise. For instance, if your gym partner is really good at a machine that you're maybe apprehensive to look at or do, the only way you'll ever make that leap is by working with them, potentially having them there, and they show you how to do it, and you learn something new, and you maybe add a new movement to your routine, something else you can do in the gym. It's always good to go ahead and learn as much as you can, because if a machine is taken or a station is occupied and you have to go somewhere, do something else, you at least know other things that you can do to replace what you were trying to do initially. So it's always good to learn some new things. It could also lead to, maybe going to take a class and discover some new passions. Maybe you learn that you love cycling, you take a spin class, or something else. Maybe you start playing basketball, things like that just open you up to something else. So those are all the pros, I think, to working out with a gym partner that we can have. There are some cons though. And, again, they are very similar in nature to the pros. In some cases, it's just the opposite. But you can become reliant on the person's presence. This is one of the main ones for me. And if they don't show up, you don't show up. So kind of like the first one where you're motivated to go because you're relying on someone and they're going to be there, I got to go. That person's not as dedicated as you think, and they end up going to the bar instead of the gym. Well, where's your mentality at? Are you gonna go to the gym on your own, or are you gonna go join that gym partner at the bar instead? Because if that's the case, then neither of you are actually that motivated or inspired or taking this as seriously as you should. So that can kind of become an issue if your partner doesn't show, you don't show. You end up on the couch watching Netflix instead just because, hey, they didn't go? Well, fuck it. I'm not going to go, right? So we also, in a kind of relating that one, another point here is that we take on these issues and burdens and shortcomings of this other person in a way. So, if they have a family issue or something like that prevents them from getting to the gym that day, that family issue is now yours because it's preventing you from going to the gym, hindering you from progressing, and you spend one more day at home doing nothing, and you don't go to the gym just because they have those problems. Now that person's problems become yours. So, but again, on the other end, their strengths might become yours, but eventually we know we have to develop our own strengths and do this thing, you versus you, in the mirror. That's who really matters, and who needs to get, it needs to be your ultimate gym partner, needs to be yourself, really. So you can see where I'm headed here with this. Life's super busy. So, with going to the gym, fitting it in your schedule is hard enough, but having to fit that in with somebody else now becomes twice as difficult. If you both got kids, you both got a job, you both got other hobbies, you've got spouses, other family obligations and things like that. Kids got sports and everything of the sort. So to try to go again with somebody else all the time, you're going to end up running in with their schedule now. So again, another great reason to be comfortable being by yourself and going on your own. And, another one is lateness. I recall I had a gym buddy for a little while, great guy, good dude. So several of them, actually. This defines many of them, and probably even me at one point. But they came to the gym late. I'm sitting there. I just slugged a bunch of pre-workout and tingling, ready to go. And it was bench press day, and we're trying to hit some PRs and lift heavy. And if you program correctly, you're supposed to do compound movements like a bench press, barbell bench press, at the front of your workout. You're supposed to start with that, because if you're trying to hit your max, you want to do that when you're energized, fresh, ready to go. You don't want to go do a bunch of work and then go try to bench your maximum because you're going to be taxed. So I end up pacing around the gym waiting for this guy to show up so I can try to hit this PR I'm excited about trying to hit. And, it just deflates the mood in the moment. And you're just like, oh, geez, where the hell is he? I want to get going here and I want to do this. It's not just even getting that done, but it's also now I'm standing around the gym for an extra 20 minutes when I want to get home and maybe spend time with my family before they go to sleep. So that's another issue with relying on a gym partner, in my opinion. And also some people, they'll end up excelling a little faster than you. It could also be demotivating if they're way ahead of you, or maybe you started at the same time and for whatever reason they're just taking a few things more seriously and progressing faster. That could actually work as a pro because it could motivate you to catch up and inspire you to keep going and do more based on where they're at. But again, comparisons aren't the best thing to do in fitness because, like I've said 15 times already in this episode, it's you versus you. Who cares what your friend's doing, what your gym partner's doing? But if you're not comfortable and you're self-conscious, then that person's success might make you feel smaller and not as successful, and you might quit based on that if you allow yourself to do that. I would highly recommend not, but that happens to people. It's common in human nature. Also, socializing can take up too much time. Sometimes if you have a gym partner that likes to talk too much, that can be a massive issue. I don't know if you've ever had this happen before, but I can't stand this. A little chatter here is fine, just like bullshitting, but like we've gotten into conversations and it just goes too long. We're talking for 5 minutes and all of a sudden you realize that the whole flow of the workout got disrupted because of this talking. And like, it almost feels like you're restarting your workout from the beginning and you're weaker and you're not as, it's like, okay, you almost tired out from talking. Now, okay, we got to go back to lifting. It's almost like, oh, this is secondary now. Too much talking and chattering it disrupts the flow, the mood. So try it sometime with headphones on by yourself and see how you go between the two. You'll probably be in there way less time with just by yourself with your music, and you'll maybe have a more effective workout overall, even if you don't have somebody there to spot you when you need it. Although I do think it's good, and to alleviate that, all you need to do is make some good contacts and acquaintances at the gym, trusted people who you think you can grab to spot you at times, and maybe you do it back, reciprocate for them. I think that's the best route to go if you're going to go for a PR of some sort, like on a bench press or even a barbell squat, where it's very beneficial to have someone behind you to save your ass if you get stuck. Avoid disaster is what you want to do there, right? So who I think gym partners are best for, to close this thing up, I don't have really a definite for you. Like, if you made me pick, I prefer to be by myself at the gym. I just do. I also think it's just the way I am right now. I think it's just best for me to be by myself, get my stuff in, do it, blast my music, and just go. So, but gym partners are probably best for what I think is newbies, people who are new. Obviously, we kind of went through that at the beginning here. People who are just starting out, I think that's actually more beneficial. I think it's better off to go with somebody first, then go by yourself. But you have to have that long-term mindset that you are going to do this by yourself. Again, those looking to hit PRs, especially on the bench press, I definitely think you should have someone go with you, even if you kind of set it up so that maybe you only have a gym partner one day a week, and that one day you guys both schedule your bench press day, because that's really the main lift, the main compound movement that you need to have somebody, helping you out. Because if you get stuck on a bench, boy, that'll crush your neck, your chest. It's ugly. With a squat, you can kind of use, with a barbell squat, you can sort of use those metal arms that kind of go on the squat rack to save you if you know how to put them at the right levels so that you can drop that thing and you won't crush yourself. Overhead presses are another one you might want to use a gym partner for. I think those are some of the main ones that you can benefit from a gym partner. But again, you can find somebody in the gym to spot you for 3 movements, 3 sets. That's it. And I think those might be seeking a new community and friends. Some people are looking to make friends and make it a social thing. And you know what? If you and another person are in for it, for the socialization of it, the community, the environment, great. Go for it. It's not for everybody. That's why don't be offended if somebody doesn't want to talk to you at the gym, or they're short, or they're there for a reason. They mean business and they want to go. There's no right or wrong way, but just don't expect everyone to be the same, because that's not going to be the way it goes. Who gym partners are not for, are people who want to be alone and they use that as their alone time, as their focus time. I do that. I like to just go in there, earbuds are in, music's on, and that's it. So that's a time I like to have by myself. Take the programming and the lifting aside. It's time for me just to listen to music and think, and that's worked for me very well. Another one gym partners are good for those who are looking for quick, efficient workouts. You got a tight schedule. You do not need another person with you because that's just going to almost double the time of the workout in some cases, especially if they're a talker. So that's definitely someone who needs to get in and out. They don't need a partner whatsoever. The same goes along, kind of correlates with it. People with tight schedules, where they just got 30 to 40 minutes a day to get in there a couple times a week. They just got to get it in and get it done. And then another type is someone like me, someone who's inspired by music. We just did a podcast, me and some friends, on music. We kind of just rattle off what gets us going, what we like to listen to when we work out and do other things in life. And, I listen to a lot of my music, and I feel it sometimes the most when I'm working out. I would rather forget my gym shoes and work out barefoot or in penny loafers than forget my earbuds. I'm serious about that. That's for real. So the conclusion here, it depends on your goals, your comfort level, the person. You can do a hybrid of this kind of thing. There's no one way or another either. You can, like I said before, you can have a day where you just meet up with your friend at the gym and that's your day with your buddy at the gym. And then the rest you do by yourself, however you want to do it. It just depends on who you know, with their goals, and if you want to do it or not. That's what it comes down to. So that's it. I recommend doing most of it on your own. And if anything, the motivation, the inspiration, the discipline, all of that needs to be on your own. It's irrelevant otherwise. You can't rely on these people for your success. You have to do it yourself. You can, whether they're there or not, you have to be able to do it by yourself. I cannot stress it enough. So with or without, with 2 people, 3 people, group settings, classes, you need to be there regardless of what anybody else is doing. If they leave early, they show up late, you just get there on time, do your thing, worry about you, and let it be done. That's it. So to end that up, that's gym partners for me and what I believe of it. No right or wrong here, like I said. Throw me any sort of feedback you'd like on this one, or like I said in the beginning of the episode, if you want to be on the podcast and talk and anything you have, it's a story about you, I'm up for anything. So we can discuss that. Don't feel intimidated at all or silly or don't have any imposter syndrome. Look at me. I think I'm a podcast host. I just have a microphone, a computer, and I just went. So if you'd like to do that with me, I'm more than happy to talk about it, and we'll find something that we can correlate with to put it on the show. So if you want to find me, it's at MFS Wellness on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. You can also find me on YouTube now under that handle. And you can also shoot me an email, mike@mfswellness.com. So for any of that, that's the best contact info right now. So we'll keep it up with that. And again, thank you to everybody who listens. As of this recording, this is May 5th, 2023. This is the last day of my 30s. Tomorrow I turn 40. So it's been fun doing this. The 30s have been pretty good. I can't complain. I am very optimistic that the 40s are going to be good. Great decade. I celebrate aging. It can be depressing or it can be a celebration, and I'm choosing celebration. There are people who were my age who are no longer here anymore, and they would probably give anything to be celebrating their 40th birthday this year. And that's all I can do is be grateful, because the alternative to your birthdays is your death date. So we're going to just have gratitude going forward and accept this aging thing as a method of survival and just try to get better with age, do what we can. And that's what we like to talk about on this podcast, is how to keep improving as we get older. And it becomes more and more about our health, our mobility, our happiness as we move forward, and less about vanity and looks. It's always that's a bonus at this point for what we do. So let's keep that up. Thanks to everyone who listens, and we will talk to you in the next episode.